Welcome, people of planet Earth and all planets beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Josh, and this is Heat Check, powered by Defunct.com. These are the highest selling vintage t-shirts over the last 2 weeks. Coming in at number 10, we have a bookend here, the vintage Sorayama robot t-shirt by Fashion Victim. This one looks particularly dark. You'll have to inform me in the comments what this anime is all about, but it looks pretty dark, but the graphic is pretty dope. Fashion Victim size XL, great size. It looks like it's in really good condition. Single on the stitch, as we would hope. And then we've got it looks like almost 24 and a half across. That's a wide t-shirt. That would in a lot of cases be considered double XL. But let's see what's the length here. 29, and he's got it folded out, so probably 30. So 24 and a half by 30, pretty big t-shirt. Either way, pretty sick. This one sold for $12.91. Then at number 9, we have this vintage Leeway Desperate Measures Hugger Tour. This is super cool. You're going to see a sort of a trend here. Somebody was unloading their vintage hardcore tees this week, in these last couple weeks, specifically Generation Records was. And I come from the hardcore punk background, so this is so cool. On the Oneida, size XL, made in USA. Looks like it's in incredibly good condition. Just like, I don't know about pristine, but golly, pretty darn close, for a t-shirt from 91. The Power Tee, 100% cotton. Really super cool t-shirt. Love to see this hardcore stuff represented. We're going to see some more of that stuff coming up here. Strap in. This one's a good one. This one is sold after 35 bids for $13.50. Then at number 8, a t-shirt we have seen a few times in the past. We have the Rage Against the Machine Bomb Track t-shirt. This is the long sleeve version. I guess we may have not seen this exact version. This looks like a little bit different than the ones we've recently seen. But it's still sick. Rage Against the Machine. Gotta love them. I love the side hit on the arm hit on this one. Pretty sick. Free size. I guess that's like one size fits all. I'm not really sure what that's about. But it's got some holes, got some damage, but you'll live with that. That's pretty sick either way. Almost aesthetic. Super sick t-shirt. We've seen this go for a lot of money. It's made the list a few times and somewhat recently. But this particular example sold for $1,400. Speaking of long sleeve and anime tees, here we have the 1988 Akira long sleeve, also by Fashion Victim. So Fashion Victim making a big showing here this week. This is an older Fashion Victim. Super dope. We've seen this one many times over the years. This thing's still got power. This one with the sleeve hit is even cooler. There had been a while where we had stopped seeing as many Akiras, and they're not selling for as much as they were, say like 3 or 4 years ago, but still super in demand, super cool t-shirt. This particular one looks like it's in really good condition. So absolute fire on this one. This one sold for $16.50. If you want to increase your chance of making this list and getting the max for your valuable vintage t-shirts, check out the Defunct.com consignment program, where Defunct.com, using their vast resources, will sell your t-shirt for you on consignment and make sure that you get the best bang for your buck. Then next up, another one we have seen somewhat recently make the list, and that is the Radiohead single stitch Pablo Honey Tour Tee, size XL. Radiohead, a fan favorite here. Size XL, great size. This thing looks like it's in good condition as well. Probably should stretch that chest out correctly, but it looks like, it's 22 is probably about right. That's good enough for an XL. Pablo Honey Tour, super sick t-shirt. We have seen it, and I think, if I remember correctly, it went for higher last time, but I could be wrong. I have to go back and check. But 40 bids later, that's how in demand these t-shirts are. 40 bids later, we have this one selling for $1,666. Then next up, this is my personal favorite t-shirt. This is the Cro-mags Best Wishes Tour Tee. This is incredible. I love Cro-mags growing up. I even got to see Cro-mags, maybe 20 years ago, I think it was at this point. A long time ago. But super cool t-shirt. I would love to have something like this. I was a bit more of a Gorilla Biscuits fan, but Cro-mags still has a soft spot in my heart. So this one is super dope. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. Silver Ruins here, selling it. We have seen this seller sell some really great stuff over the years. This one is no exception, and just goes along with the hardcore theme this week. This one sold for $1,800. More hardcore on the way. Generation Records sold this Madball t-shirt, 40 ounces of pure hardcore. Madball, classic New York hardcore. This thing, it looks like it's in great condition. Like, oh, maybe dead stock? Oh, golly, it looks like it's hardly worn, to be completely honest. Little defect there, little mark or whatever, but you'll live with that. You won't even notice that, to be honest. But this one is sick. Madball. I was never a huge Madball fan myself, but you know, gotta respect. You gotta respect their place in the scene. So, 34 bids later. Check this one out. This one sold for $19.25. Oh my goodness, huge sale. Probably the biggest like hardcore band T-shirt sale that I've seen in my 4 or 5 years doing this video. So that's crazy. Then at number 3, a T-shirt that is no surprise made the list, and that's because the Butthole Surfers and Don Rock T-shirts always do really well. We have the Worm Saloon T-shirt here. This one we have not seen on the top 10 before. This is the first time we've seen it on the top 10. Whether it be just because it sold lower in the past or it's just particularly that rare. I think it's probably on the more rare side, considering we have seen a lot of them. But look at this, that's crazy. They actually made a stop in Norfolk, not far from where I grew up. Probably, no, I guess I wasn't in that area at the time. I would have probably, 93, I probably would have been closer to San Antonio. Either way, this is a dope t-shirt for sure. You gotta love the Don Rock art stuff. But this one sold for $19.99.95. Then at number 2, a t-shirt we may have to retire here. That is the Soundgarden Badmotorfinger t-shirt. We have seen it quite a bit in the last few years. But that's what's different is I have not seen it with this back hit before. This is what's crazy. I would have probably led with this, to be completely honest. I don't know if this is a bootleg. Yeah, it's a parking lot. Yeah, it's a parking lot bootleg t-shirt. So very rare. So I guess we won't necessarily have to, retire this particular one because we'll probably not see this particular design. But this is pretty wild because most of the ones we see are, they've got this graphic and then maybe some like tour dates in the back. But this one is pretty gnarly, and definitely those parking lot boots are going to be hard to find because they were so few of them printed. But this one is incredible, and it sold for an incredible price. Only 5 cents more than the previous t-shirt, but this one sold for $19.99.99. Then at number one this week we have the bookend to the number 10, and that is the 1997 Sorayama Fashion Victim t-shirt here. This one is pretty sick. I prefer the first one at number 10, but I understand why this one's probably more valuable. It looks like it's in great condition. I don't specify any particular marks or damage. So absolute fire t-shirt here. This one had 10 bids and went for just 1 cent over the Soundgarden tee. So this one edged it out by 1 cent. So congratulations. I'm not even going to try to pronounce what your username is, but everyone can see it here. Super dope t-shirt. Definitely deserving here in the top spot. This one sold for $2,000. Congratulations, everybody. We'll see you guys next week.